This is a flow-based yoga practice, ideal if you have been on your feet all day long or it's a hot day and you don't want to do many standing poses, but you still want to do a wholesome practice that includes strengthening as well as mobility and flexibility poses and exercises. So join me in a cross-legged position, right leg in front of the left. You can sit in Sukhasana like I do, with the feet in front of each other or with your ankles crossed, one foot supporting one leg. And just roll your shoulders up and back and down. Find length in the spine, but ground the hips down. Allow the legs to relax. Just take in a couple of really nice deep breaths. Next time you inhale, take the arms up. And as you exhale, lower them down. Do that a couple more times. Now keep the right hand up, take the left hand down onto the floor and come into a side bend. Keep the hips firmly grounded and reach into your fingertips. Look up towards the ceiling. Look down towards the floor. And come back to center, swing over to the other side. And come back to center. Take the fingertips behind you, stretch the chest, look up. And then just lean forwards and fold forwards a little bit. Little sways from side to side to ease out the hips. Now keep your right leg in front of you, but swing the left foot around. How far around is up to you. Ideally, one shin would be in line with one edge of the mat and the other shin in line with the other edge of the mat. And you are going to turn towards your front knee. As you inhale, lengthen through the body, and as you exhale, fold forward. So it might be a little fold, or you might lower yourself further down or all the way down to the floor. And really surrender your weight onto that right buttock as you stay in deer pose for a few deep breaths. Just softening into the pose. Now lift up. Swing your left foot round again. Take it in front of you. Cross the right foot over and hook the opposite arm round. So we are preparing for a twist now. Sitting nice and tall, reach up with your right hand. And then twist, take the hand behind you and look behind you, keeping the upright position. And come back to center. Find your cross-legged position again. This time, the left leg is in front. Sit straight. Take your hands in front of you, turn the palms, stretch out your fingers. And then push your palms up towards the ceiling. Grow really tall. Take the left hand down to come into your side bend. And swing over to the other side. Look up towards the ceiling and look down to the floor. Come back to center, take the fingertips behind you to stretch the chest and look up. And then lean forwards, ease out the lower back a little bit. Lift up again, keeping the left leg in front and swinging the right foot behind. Just adjust your position a little bit. Turn towards your front knee and forward into deer pose. Again, completely surrendering your weight onto your buttock. Relaxing into the pose and into the breath. And slowly lift up. Swing the right foot forwards again. Cross the left leg over. So we hook the right arm round that left knee, sitting tall. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come into your twist. And come back to center. Lovely. So just sit in Dandasana for a moment. I'm just going to swing around here. So legs are straight in front of you, toes pointing up, heels pushing away. Straighten the body. Roll the shoulders up and back and down, placing the palms at the side of the body without leaning on the hands. Take your hands behind you, push them into the floor, stretch the chest, look up and lift into reverse plank, lifting the hips and taking the toes down towards the floor. And sit back down, back to Dandasana. Now swing the feet around to come onto all fours. Knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders, and the fingers nicely spread out wide. And then combine the movement with the breath as you just flow through cat and cow. And come into a neutral position. Extend your right leg onto the floor. Place a bit of weight on that back foot. Push the floor away gently with the hands. Look in front of you and lift your right knee off the floor. Left knee, sorry. Place the left knee down, lift the right leg, the opposite arm, tiger. Find your balance here, still nice steady breaths. And then curl, take the nose towards the knee, draw the elbow back, and come back to tiger. Place the hand down, place the leg down, and swivel on your left knee to come into a side plank. So push your hips forwards so that you are in a sideways alignment here, and do then with your right hand big circles and follow your hand with your vision. And finish in side plank, just reaching forwards with your fingertips, looking up. And then come back to your all fours position. And ease out the left wrist if necessary. Couple of rounds of cat-cow. Back to a neutral position. Extend the left leg onto the floor. Push it down. Look in front of you and lift the right knee off the floor. Place the knee down again and come into tiger. Nice length here from the heel to the fingertips. And then curl tightly. Move back to tiger. Place your hand down, place your foot down and swivel on your right knee to come into a side plank position. Big circles with your hands. Follow the movement of your hand. And finish in side plank, reaching from the heel to the fingertips. And come back onto all fours. Ease out the right hand, space the feet, toes together, and fold briefly into child's pose. Nice relaxed child's pose. Now come onto your fingertips and push back towards the hips to really lengthen through the spine. Take your hands over to the left, right hand on top and draw the hips back. Back to center and over to the other side. And back to center. Just place the knees underneath the hips again. Take the hands forwards. Puppy pose. Lower your upper body and forehead down towards the floor. Keep the elbows lifted. Draw the navel towards the spine. And then lift up, take the hands back a little bit and come into downward facing dog. So find that shoulder stretch first, the nice straight spine. And then stretch out the legs one at a time. And become still. 3 deep breaths in, down dog. Next time you inhale, move forwards and down into up dog. And then back to downward facing dog. Couple more times. Come into plank. Take the knees down, lower down to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower down. Point the fingertips back. Inhale into locust. Exhale, lower down. Turn your head to the right and catch your left foot to stretch out the left thigh. So take the foot towards the buttock and push the hips down. Release, turn your head and stretch out the other thigh. The next pose has 2 options. If you're happy to come into a strong back bend, come into bow pose with me. Otherwise, come into cobra and fold back into child's pose. For bow pose, you are going to lift both feet up, catch them with your hands, draw the shoulders up and back and down. Push your hands against the your feet against the hands. Moving on an inhalation, lift the knees and the body. And keep breathing steadily. And then release down and fold into child's pose. We're coming into classical child's pose, knees together. Just draping over the thighs. Settling down. And carefully lift up to come back into a seated position. Thank you for joining in. If you have the time to add relaxation now to finish off the class, just lying on your back for a few minutes. And I'll see you again next time.